Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Today we're going to be talking about retiring and why you retire and when you should retire and all of these things. And Gary, the consultant that watches my channel and commented on he's got a consulting business and his wife wants to work for another couple years. You're the reason for this video. You see, I stopped in Cranbrook yesterday to visit an old friend and his wife that we met in Yuma, Arizona back in 2015 when Wei Fong and I decided that we were going to go live in a senior citizen trailer park in Yuma, Arizona for the winter. And we ended up renting a trailer right beside this older couple, and I'm not going to name them because this is a personal video. An older couple that they were from Cranbrook, and it's taken us this long to get through Cranbrook to go visit them. And he's 82 and I think she's about 78 years old, and they were the most outgoing people that you have ever seen. They've traveled the world. In that trailer park, they were the people that went out and did things, and they were friendly with everybody, and they were just the most interesting characters that you could ever meet. Okay, fast forward 4 years to today, and we stopped by their place, and we were supposed to stay at their place, and they had a room for us and everything. We get there yesterday at, I don't know, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. She's got Alzheimer's, and really bad, and he's taking care of her to the point where she can't dress herself, but he's not going to put her in a home. They've been together forever, and he's made the commitment to take care of her, and that's just the way it is. The point is that you never know when you're going to hit that proverbial brick wall in your life. Everybody does sooner or later, and it's a tough one. With Wei Fong and I, she hit that brick wall about 1.5 years ago when she came down with breast cancer, and that stopped us. So when do you retire? Do you retire early because when you're healthy and maybe you don't quite have enough money, or you don't have what you think is enough money, or do you keep plugging along and thinking, oh, my health is going to hold out long enough that I can have a long and healthy, happy retirement, and what's more important, your money or your health, is what it comes down to. Well, see, Wei Fong and I retired when we were young. I was 53 and Wei Fong was 43. Just about 54, a couple months and I was 54. And I'm sort of glad that we did, just for the fact that we got 4 years of really good retirement in before Wei Fong got sick. Not saying that we're not going to get, many more years, and we expect to get many more years of retirement in before we hit that proverbial brick wall like my friend and his wife have. But you've got to think about that when you're deciding when you should retire. Gary, you're 65. I retired when I was 53. How long is the health going to be there? Who knows? That's one of those questions that isn't this a beautiful place? This is about 25 miles outside of 25 kilometers. Yeah, you can tell my age. 25 kilometers outside of Cranbrook. We're on our way to Calgary today. But you think about what can happen, and what's important in your life. And after seeing the troubles that my friend and his wife are in right now, and we're supposed to stay at their place, but they got a leak in their roof, and they had to get the roof replaced, and the bedrooms were being repainted because the leak collapsed the ceiling, and so we had to stay in the Kookai Country Inn in Cranbrook, BC. It's run by Koreans. It was the cheapest motel that we stayed in since we left Nanaimo. This motel was the nicest place. Plus they give you each $7 coupons for A&W breakfast for the next morning. So after it was all said and done, it was the cheapest motel that we stayed in, and the best motel. The beds were good, the place was clean, it was quiet, it was nice. Anyway, I get off topic every once in a while. It's in my nature. So when should a person retire? It's up to each individual to figure that out for themselves, but there's things that you have to think about. And after watching what happened to my friend and his wife, see, they retired back in 1994, and they spent 22 years going back and forth to Yuma, Arizona in the wintertime. Yes. Oh, and Cranbrook is one of the places that we went there. We looked, we liked it, and we may even buy a house there. Property values are reasonable. The city isn't that big. Between 25 and 35,000 people with the city and the surrounding area. So yeah, it's nice, and it's got the mountains, and it's got Moye Lake just outside of the city. It's got just about everything that we're looking for, so it's one of those things that we're very seriously looking at Cranbrook, British Columbia as a place to buy a house. Anyway, I get off topic again. I got off topic. Okay, so this was going through my head as I was driving out of the city, and I thought, I've got to stop and I've got to make this video, just because Gary, I read his comment this morning, and it got me into thinking, if we would have waited another 4 years to retire, well, then we would have been into the health problems that we're dealing with now. And we wouldn't have got that 4 years of really good retirement where we went to Cambodia and Thailand and Japan and Singapore and Mexico and Yuma, Arizona, and all of these different places, up northern China and places like that, where we had a good time, and it was great for both Wei Fong and I. So yeah, retiring is one of those things that you have to plan for. If you don't have any money, you really can't retire. If you're working a job that you don't get a pension until you're 65, well, then you really can't retire. But if you're working for yourself and you're making your own money, and you say, geez, I don't have $1.5 million, Gweilo, how can I retire? Well, then I guess you just change your expectations for that retirement. If you want to retire early, health is more important, guys. Money isn't as important as the health, and I've learned that from experience, and so has my wife, and my friends have learned that from experience by looking at the stuff that they're going through now. Sure, they had a long retirement, but that brick wall comes up and stops you at some point in your life. So if you want a good, long, happy retirement, I don't know. I think I did the right thing by stopping early, and if I had to do it all over again, I probably would have pulled the plug maybe a year or two earlier than I did, just for the fact that if I knew then what I know now, and that Wei Fong was going to get sick, yeah, I would have definitely pulled the plug a couple years earlier, and just spent less money. There's think about it when you were younger and you only had a little bit of money, but you still went out and had fun, and instead of staying in a $150 motel room, you stay in a $75 motel room or a $50 motel room, or grab a tent and go camping, or whatever. It doesn't matter, just as long as you're happy, healthy, and with the person that you love. Well, and there's my rant for today on when should you retire, and it's all your fault, Gary. Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. As always, if you like this video, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button, and thanks for watching. Bye now.